So they're using AC/DC to scare wolves off.
Sounds plausible.
Yeah. They don't want the wolves. You know, it's weird because we want to reintroduce them, but we don't want them to ruin the Farmer's Day, obviously. We don't want them to destroy certain things, but, you know, this is part of the growing pains of wait till the dire wolves get out there. Oh, God, you guys are going to be in trouble. The dire wolves. Going to be fantastic. These dire wolves.
I know what I'm going to feed mine.
A guinea pig.
Anybody who asks me tough questions.
The CNN. Nobody cares about you. I was telling Belle that they're using AC/DC to scare wolves off.
Oh, yeah?
The farmers are. And I'm like, oh, man. What if they like Thunderstruck or something like that?
Yeah, what if they actually like it?
They're like, it's my favorite. So
they start drawing packs.
You know who else they're using? Scarlett Johansson.
Really?
The voice of her. Why? Is it that bad?
Does she sing? Or is it just her speech?
No. It must be her speech.
I think she's gorgeous.
She's easy on the eyes. She's easy on the eyes is what we're saying there, kids. Yeah, they use the voice of Scarlett Johansson and AC/DC out of drones and quadcopters.
Interesting.
To try to scare the wolves off of, oh, you know what it is? There was an argument in the movie, was it Marriage or whatever, with her and Adam Driver? Is that his name? Is that his name, Adam Driver?
Yeah.
And it's like brutal. It's like one of those hard things to watch.
I think I saw that.
Yeah, and they use that. And this is over Oregon. So they said the wolves have killed some cows.
Okay, so are these gray wolves?
Yeah, these are the ones they've reintroduced.
They reintroduced. Yeah, man, that was a big deal in Idaho, man. Those farmers did not like it.
No. I was watching something the other day that it's how smart some of these animals are. That this cheetah knows that these, I don't know what kind of dogs, I don't know if it was like wolves, it might even have been hyenas, used to follow this cheetah everywhere.
Yeah.
The cheetah got to the point where it knew if I kill something, they're going to come in and then we're going to battle for food. So he would kill something, leave it for them, then go out and get his food.
Smart.
That's so insane. That's how smart these things are.
Yeah.
That's why you don't need to bring them a guinea pig to the zoo. They're going to be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Lions and, big cats, they don't like scavengers because they do the hard work. And then here come the hyenas.
I'm doing all the stuff, and this is what I get? I'm not happy about this at all. I'll tell you that right now. I guess they're getting close to releasing some of the Ghislaine Maxwell stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder what'll be in this batch.
Nothing. Let me tell you what's in this batch. Trump didn't do anything. He's the greatest. I got to let her go. She was wrongly convicted.
It'll be called Phase 3. But what happened to Phase 2?
Well,
you don't need to see it.
Yeah, we don't need it. There's a guy with a name that's just disappeared name. We don't know who that guy is. He's all over that. That is we were talking because we did our hot takes earlier, and my hot take was I think the death penalty is just useless. I think it's stupid. I think it costs a lot of money. It's not a deterrent. It's been shown. Because somebody does something insane or crazy it's not a deterrent. And somebody said, oh, you should be, if you kill somebody, like you stab somebody 30 times, then you should die that way. And I'm like, but who's going to carry that out?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you can find some sociopaths out there.
But then you're like, okay, now I got to put you somewhere where you can't have human touch.
Yeah, that's true.
Any kind of human activity.
Well, we could get robots.
Yeah, we could. But they're already taking all the jobs, man. They're taking all the jobs. What do you mean they're taking all the jobs? Did they took the job. The stabbing thing? Yep, took the job. Got Stabby Robot now. And then what do you do with Stabby Robot? Because somebody's going to have to watch Stabby Robot.
Well, that's true. And somebody's going to, going to have to make sure the job is done. And then, like you said, clean the robot.
Yeah. And being in there with Stabby Robot, you never know if it's like Megan. It comes alive. Next thing you know, Stabby just wants to see. And you couldn't ask a human to do it because it's...
Yeah, that'd be...
Yeah. You would be. And I know some people are like, oh, an eye for eye, tooth for tooth, or I'd do it. You think you would, but it's a different world.
Isn't that why, like, on, the firing range?
Yeah.
There's only, like, in South Carolina, from what I understand, there are 3 shooters, but only one actually has the live round.
Yes.
But they don't know which one.
Yeah. Don't give it to the guy that's not very good.
Right.
Tim, we know it's you. You shot him in the leg.
Oh, my God.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you have to. Because if you think that, and even if you ask the family, would you like to get back at them and stab them or shoot them or whatever? You would think for a second, yeah, as a family member, but then no, I mean, you're taking away your humanity as part of it. And, that's no. I would think that most people, first of all, again, stabbing somebody in particular is brutal. It's just, and so that's why, yeah, you couldn't. But you could have Stabby Robot. I could see that. I could see Stabby Robot. No doubt about that.
Now, Megan.
There probably will.
I mean, just make a bunch of Megans.
So, what we should do? We should just put them all in turtle shells and make them go around your little yard. And you could shoot them for trying to steal your fish.
I don't do that to turtles. I only do that to turtles messing with my fishing line. Little box turtles. I love little tortoises.
Oh, somebody says an eye for eye. You sound like a libtard. Why? Because, because I just think that everybody thinks, oh, that'd be easy. I could stab somebody 30 times. Really? Really? And by the way, stab somebody who's laying there and can't fight back. I think you'd find it. First of all, if you find it easy, I think maybe you have a problem.
Why is it that conservatives are so anti-big government until it comes to policing and law enforcement and the death penalty, then they're fine and trust big government?
I don't know. Because it's the eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth thing. I think it's they're pro-life up until the point where they want to take somebody's life. That's the way a lot of people are.
Yeah, killing somebody, by stabbing them, they don't die instantly.
No. Like, what if the eye for an eye? What if that person strangled somebody and they're like, well, you have to do it? That's that
takes a while.
Yeah, the stabbing, those are personal things, right? Because you're that close to somebody. You're not stabbing somebody from 50 feet.
I mean, I understand the need to, for justice, for revenge, if you will. However, the good Lord said, vengeance is mine. However, I understand, that the anger that certain crimes cause. But you're right. When you get right down to it, could you actually do that? I mean, fortunately, I've never... Fortunately, and knock on wood, I am not the family member of a victim of murder.
No.
Thank God.
Have you known anybody?
Who was murdered?
Yeah.
I'm trying to... I don't think so.
How about you, Bell? You ever know anybody who was murdered?
Not personally. Not that I've loved.
I don't think so, but for some reason I have this lingering feeling in the back of my head that I do.
Like somebody.
Or like you buried somebody. Is that it? Did you bury him?
What am I supposed to do with the body?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question. You're the expert, not me. You're the expert. For me, I knew one person. My babysitter got murdered when I was a kid.
Ah, that's terrible.
So we went to school together. I was really good friends with her brother, and she watched me on several occasions. And then she got to like 16 or 17, and then she got like a regular job rather than just watching us. And she went to work at Wendy's. And she got off work one night, and she disappeared, and then they found her.
Oh, man.
And,
That's terrible.
Yeah, I remember. And her brother was never the same after that. But it's, yeah, and you kind of like, what? Because it went around school really fast because it was on the front page of the paper.
Yeah.
On what happened. But, I was like, oh, she used to babysit me. And you get into that weird, like, but, that they caught the guy, and he was a nut job, all hopped up on crack and stuff like that. It's, and everybody out there is like, oh, yeah, I could totally go and kill somebody. You think about your humanity and what it would do for you. Well, if they killed your family member, okay. But if they killed your family member and somebody's like, well, I could stab him 30 times. Somebody laying there?
That's rough business, man.
And then you got to wait till they bleed out. And, it's probably, you look at what we did. Now, could you throw the switch or push the little thing? That's a different story. That is. Could you push what do they have like 3 or 4 syringe things, right? They go into one. They all come
I think
down?
it's 3.
Yeah.
I think.
And they're always, it's like, oh, we can't use these because the best used by date's gone. I'm like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
You'll kill the guy.
Yeah. My favorite thing when I was talking, a couple of my friends who are reporters, they went a few years ago in Arizona because they would call our station because we had news reporters, because pretty much the only ones who did, said, hey, would you guys send somebody to be a eyewitness? And my friend Taylor, the first thing she said is, what was really weird? When they put the IV in, they used the alcohol.
Yeah, to sterilize it.
As if
we don't want him to get an infection before he dies.
Right.
Yeah.
No staphylococcus here.
Yeah, none of that stuff. No. Normally they just die of old age. Spending millions of dollars on all kinds of defenses, then it's start, stop, and then the family has to go through that over and over again, as Ken talked about.
Not to get off subject, but I've never understood why they'll wipe down your arm when they're going to give you an injection with alcohol, but then if I flood my system with Jack Daniels, it doesn't make me feel better if I've got a cold.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Well, maybe you're not doing it right. Maybe you need to do it with a syringe. Pour it on your body.
Maybe.
Coming up, it's Hot Take Tuesday. I've given you my hot take. Those guys have their hot take. We'll do a little bit of that. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about redistricting. Where in the world are the Democrats? Ooh. If you're missing the show, shame on you. Shame. Chad Benson Show. If you guys are aware of this, the Democrats skedaddled, took off. They bounced. They left. They're gone. They're in, and I'm not talking about our Democrats.
Why did they go to Illinois specifically?
Because they're like, hey, you guys, you know how to cheat, right? There's no state that's gerrymandered more than any of you guys. How do we do this? They're like, there's nothing you can do.
I was getting ready to say.
Aren't half of your governors still in prison? Do you remember Rod Blagojevich? But wasn't the guy before him, didn't he also go to jail?
Probably.
If you go back and look at, like, especially the turn of, like, 1800s and the 1900s, how bad Chicago and New York were, Tammany Hall and all these things. And Windy City, by the way, it's not because of the wind. Everybody thinks Chicago's based on, it's not. It's based on politics, and they're being blowhards.
4 former Illinois governors have been convicted of crimes and served time in prison.
That's got to be a record.
Otto Kerner, Daniel Walker, George Ryan, and Rod Blagojevich. Numerous other Illinois politicians, including state legislators, aldermen, and local officials, convicted of various corruption-related crimes and imprisoned.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was scummy.
891 public corruption convictions since 2000.
Yeah. 800 since 2000, 25 years. That's 3 or 4 a month. How bad are you?
That's why they went to Windy
Even
City.
Chuck Todd said there's no better place in anywhere when it comes to gerrymandering.
That's right.
None. Zero.
Well, what was it? Is it the state of Maine that has no Republican Like there's no Republican representation
Yeah.
in Washington.
No.
Not that has anything to do with gerrymandering.
No,
but
it doesn't. It's also kind of a hippie state. They probably have the only libertarians out there because it is kind of a hippie state, Maine.
Is it really?
Yeah. Ian's from Maine, our IT guy.
Oh,
He's
that's
great.
right.
Go
Brother
talk to him.
Ian's
He's
from
kind of like,
Maine,
what's
yeah.
up, dudes? It's very libertarian. Ian's great.
I
love
hear
Ian.
their seafood is outstanding.
Isn't that where, that's where Tucker is now.
Tucker Carlson?
That's where he lives now. That's where he does his show out of his log cabin. He's like, I want it to look like somewhere
I do it too.
that, you would have. It looks like Lincoln Logs, his cabin.
Actually, I wouldn't live there because it's too cold in the winter. But I'd have a house there that I could go to in the summer.
You'd summer there.
And I'd shoot lobster.
You'd shoot well, they are the sea fleas. They are.
Especially if they're messing with my fishing line.
Yeah, don't mess with the fishing line. But that's why you would go there. And gerrymandering it's first of all, the whole thing with Texas is this is all about a show for both sides. Secondly, they're doing what the Democrats would do if they had the opportunity, and now they're trying to. California is trying to do it, and so is New York.
We just gerrymandered, is it the 5th district, Ken?
Fifth, yeah.
Fifth.
Yeah, we gerrymandered the 5th district to turn it blue. I mean, turn it red, and
Yeah.
it worked perfectly.
Yeah, we talked-
and it was so airtight in terms of the way they did it that the Democrat that was there didn't even bother to file suit because he knew there was nothing that was going to overturn it.
Yeah, he just he didn't even run.
He just quit.
He just said,
And
I'm done.
they're going to look at this because there's a lawsuit right now that I think the Supreme Court's going to hear next year. And the lawsuit is in Louisiana, and it's about gerrymandering. And the whole thing is are you essentially taking away minority voices and working it so their voice is based, they completely dilute the entire pool for them where they don't have a voice. And they're going to hear it. And they're listening to this again because they've already ruled on that. Because the last 4 times, including North Carolina, when we see not midterm, but mid-decade, and they have to go fix them, is because they gerrymander so bad that the courts say, no, you've got to redraw these.
That happened in Alabama, I think.
Yeah. They're not good at this because you draw it so you can protect. It's never about, is my ideas better?
Well, did you see, apparently this redistricting in Texas, there's like a little bitty sliver that runs into Austin, whereas the vast majority of this district is like hundreds of miles to the east.
Yes.
But there's a little bitty sliver.
And they're going to have to redraw it. They know that. It's disenfranchising people. And I've seen stuff throughout the years where you're like, Illinois is a perfect example where it's one area and then it goes up and it cuts through the center. It doesn't look like it's more than one block. It's like a street that goes all the way across.
That's right.
I'm like, who's that for? Because everybody wants to make sure they rig it for themselves.
And that's where the word gerrymander comes from, is one of the redistricting that was done very early on in the country looked like a salamander, but they used the term gerrymander.
And
because it was named for a politician who won the district.
And it's sad that we're at this point where we just can't have people, like they need to have people come in, draw up real sane districts, and let's let everybody fight it out. I would like to see that happen.
We got to get out of identity politics,
That's
man.
impossible. You know what? It's impossible. We should. We need to get money out of politics, big money.
What are you, libtard, Ken?
No. I care about America and Americans. I don't care about the politicians. Okay. Coming up, we're going to talk a little bit more about this. Got some of your text messages as well. Got some other stuff. Will Ghislaine Maxwell, will they release some of that stuff? Do you think she's going to get a pardon? We'll talk about that. Will Diddy get a pardon? Trump answered that question the other day as well. You missed any of the show? Shame on you, grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show. If you guys are just joining the program, they caught the killer. What's his name? Austin Asshat?
Austin Drummond.
Yeah, he's been caught.
You were close.
I was. I had the A. So they got him. He's the guy that was, are we always going to say, allegedly.
Yes, sir.
The perpetrator in the murdering of the 4 folks. And he left the baby. Thank God he had at least that humanity.
Yeah, he drove the baby 40 miles away from the murder scene, left it in someone's front yard, and then flagged down somebody to say, hey, there's a baby here, and then, boop, he left.
Well, I mean, it is, glad they got him, and he's going to be charged with 4 counts of murder. They probably charged him with kidnapping, too, I would assume.
Yeah, he's got a kidnapping charge on there,
and
too.
Everything else, he's trying to break in a house. They caught him with a Ring doorbell. Right? And somebody saw him wandering around in the woods.
Yeah, surveillance camera shows him, checking doors to see if he can get inside structures. And then today, this man that, we heard from said, we saw this guy walking in the middle of the woods, and we thought it was weird. So they called police, and sure enough, it was him.
Oh, man. He's going to jail forever. There you go. You know where your next meals are coming for. Forever. As they should. For what you did. And they said, when was he released? When did they say that he should not be anywhere near human beings?
When was Austin?
I mean, that was the parole board guy said that. Like, maybe this guy shouldn't be around humans.
Let's see here. Come on now. Come on, AI. AI's getting slow.
Oh, no. It's very busy.
Let's see here.
How many people are...
So it's important to note that while he was denied parole in 2020, District Attorney Danny Goodman Jr. confirmed Drummond was released from prison, not on parole or probation, but later released on bond for other charges that occurred while he was incarcerated. So he was out on bond when these murders occurred.
And he shouldn't have been.
He served a 10-year sentence for aggravated robbery and got out last year, September of 2024.
It's a horrible situation. It is. And bad people do bad things, and this guy's going to get his comeuppance. He'll probably be in jail for the rest of his life, if not put to death, and he'll die in 73 years of osteoporosis or whatever. What did they say Ozzy died of, speaking of old? Heart attack. Right?
Heart attack, Parkinson's, and autonomic. Let's see here. What was it? Autonomic dysfunction. Kind of a neurological issue. Kind of like Parkinson's.
So, and that's how he died.
And he had coronary artery disease.
Coronary artery disease. He had multiple surgeries after falling at home. And then apparently, I guess you guys remember, he was in an ATV accident.
Yeah.
That really
was
messed up
2013, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. Really messed him up. He had blood clots in his legs. He was dyslexic.
Let's face it, by all intents and purposes, he should have been dead about 83.
Yeah.
He lived a long, good life.
No doubt. I mean, even it's funny listening to other people who knew him that all kind of said, well, let's be honest, the fact that he lived this long was kind of like a big deal. I didn't know. Did you know Barbra Streisand went? Bell pointed that out.
Yeah, Barbra Streisand was at his funeral.
Interesting.
And apparently all 4 members of Motley Crue were too. Which I thought Mick was still in the process of suing them.
I wonder if Elton John was there. Or Elton John, he may be too ill. Oh, he was there?
No, yeah, Elton was there.
No, they apparently were very close.
Johnny Depp went.
Of course he did. Johnny's like, I saw Johnny.
Apparently, I think Harrison Ford was there too.
I saw, because Johnny Depp only does movies if he gets to dress up. He's the ultimate actor. If there's not wardrobe where he dresses up like he's somebody, a frumpy dandy boy from the 1800s or a pirate or a buccaneer, he's not showing. You couldn't get him to do an astronaut movie, but he's got a new movie out, and it's
it looks good.
It's Jekyll.
Yes.
He just plays the crazy one.
So is it going to be a movie or a series of books? I can't get it.
I have no idea, but I saw the trailer and I thought, well, that's perfect. He gets to dress up.
Yeah.
Even if he does a voiceover, my assumption is he dresses up. Like when he shows up at the hospital dressed as Captain Jack Sparrow. And, everybody's like, oh, look, it's Captain Jack Sparrow. It's like, no, that's Johnny Depp. That's pretty much his outfit right there. Now he's going to go buy 16,000 bottles of wine and go yell at his ex-wife who pooped in his bed.
She pooped in the bed.
And find some really nice ornate box that could possibly hold some cocaine.
Good. Fecal matter. Remember that? That was just the weirdest thing.
Terrible.
She
Terrible,
was nuts.
man.
Amber Turd.
She is nuts.
Amber Turd.
I mean, she was setting him up.
Yes.
Letting him get trashed and then antagonizing him.
And saying horrible things, trying to getting him to do stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Here's a perfect example. Everything you need to know about her is when he went to do, I don't know if he was filming one of the, he was down under. I don't know if he was filming one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, but they were down under, and they told them, you can't bring your dogs. And she brought the dogs anyways, and basically told Australia, off. And, and they ended up having to take the dogs into custody because that's what you do. Yeah. Like, you don't bring certain things into other people's country.
Right. You've got to follow the rules.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to get an animal into another country. There's usually a 3 to 6 month quarantine to make sure it doesn't have rabies or any other diseases.
Yeah. Yeah. And they got...
But not Amber Heard.
Not Amber Turd. She's better watch out. I'll poop in your bed.
Amber Turd.
Jeez. That's just... Well, that's her nickname.
She's done, man. I mean, is anybody going to put her in a movie again?
That's a great question. Would you want to work with her?
No.
As long as I had a separate dressing room.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, though, would you think about that? I mean, all joking aside, like having somebody who's that unstable and, working because when you go and you work on movies, they take out insurance and bonds for all these people. Because if Tom Cruise dies, that's $1 billion they're going to have to. So, they have to insure all these people. For Amber Turd, if she chases everybody away or does something crazy where they can't work with her, yeah, that you're going to have.
Well, even like when he broke his ankle doing the stunt on one of the Mission Impossible movies, they have to have insurance for that because that injury delayed the movie and added costs to it.
Yeah.
And so the banks aren't going to finance a movie unless they know it's insured.
How does that work for music? So, like, if you're on a tour, like, what kind of stuff do you guys have to have besides, like, for the audience? But if somebody gets hurt?
the band is insured against that kind of thing too. In terms of
who insures them? Is it the record company or is it the band themselves?
Say that again.
So, does the record company take out insurance or does the band?
The band does. Management has to.
So, Aquaman movies is why she was down there. That's right. Yeah. She was in the Aquaman movies.
We need more of those.
Look, I'm not saying, even Ray said, look, she's usually on the ice. She did work with Nicolas Cage, but you know what? He's the greatest actor of our time.
Nick freaking Cage.
Baby. Who knows what he's working on today? Probably a movie where he plays a mute. It's a Helen Keller action movie.
Yeah. Either that or he sees a crime, but since he's mute, he can't tell anybody about it.
Yeah. And he has to solve it himself.
Right.
Somebody says if Tom Cruise dies, Scientology will be in big trouble. Space Mormons.
Scientology's in big trouble. It's just, that would be the death knell if he croaked.
Where is, they have a place here, right?
Yeah, they have a celebrity center here.
Are they probably listening now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to.
They're
not
allowed
allowed
to
to listen.
They're not?
They have to go into serious auditing if they listen to unapproved media.
We added some thetans to them. Thetans? Whatever.
6 of one.
6 and 1.5 dozen of the other. Somebody get my DC-9. I'm going to the volcanoes. You guys probably going, what the hell are they talking about? Trust me, go look it up. You will not be disappointed. Last night, speaking of that, this is Rep Flood. If you think that everybody is happy, did you? This is nice. That's pretty good, right? I want you guys to listen to this. So if you think all these, I give it up to this cat, all right, from Nebraska.
He faced it.
He faced it, right? Like a lot of guys, Bircha did it. He did it on the phone. This guy went and faced the music, and people were not happy about all the stuff they were going, and they're pissed about the taxes for the rich. They booed him mercilessly in a place where I think he and Trump each won by 20 or 25 points. And this is following a lot of people. They're not thrilled. They're like, hey, prices aren't down, and you guys seem to be doing more with Israel and other things than you do us. But I give it to the guy, man. He went.
He faced him.
He did. I mean, he was playing with fire. And most of these people are like, I voted for Trump, but you guys pulled the wool over our eyes. And he's like, it's going to work. It's going to work. I hope it works. I felt like he was going to have to run out of there. Did you see him start yelling, I support Israel. I support Israel.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it was just so bizarre. So bizarre. But I got to, man, you faced the people. And that is something I give kudos to. Because in this day and age, first of all, not a lot of people want to do that. There's always wackadoos that show up, and people, show up just to complain. And at a time when it's hot like this, as far as people being pissed, the fact that you went, I would like to see more of that here from our politicians. Speaking of politicians, Marjorie Taylor Greene sent a letter over to the White House asking for George Santos to be pardoned.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was kind of funny, actually. I mean, look, there's a lot of people that should be in jail. I don't think George Santos needs to be in jail for 8 years.
I mean,
felt like that was a bit much.
Like, are there any victims to his crimes?
No, I don't. I mean, I think there was some, but I don't. It wasn't as. I mean,
there were Brazilians, so who cares?
Yeah, I mean, it's. That's right, because that's where a lot of that came from, right? Are you guys just, I always thought you guys are just embarrassed because the politicians threw the book at him because he basically lied so much that it was so ridiculous.
Total hot mess.
He wasn't even close. He was like, I was a pro volleyball player. I was an astronaut. Like anything. And you talk about balls. That dude showed up when everybody was embarrassed or hated him. He's like, I'm here. How'd you get here? I flew because I can also fly.
Have you guys ever had a friend like that just
yes.
They tell outstanding, outrageous stories
yes.
and expect you to believe it?
Yeah. Especially when you were there with them in half of the stories.
Right. We had a friend like that, my wife and I. And man, it cracked us up. We'd say, that's not true.
It's like Trump. I caught a great white shark. It was a bluegill. It was a fish, technically, but it wasn't a great white shark. I caught it with my hands. It was a net. But it is funny, right? Like everybody's got a buddy like that just, and you're like, dude, I was there with you. You remember that time? Yeah, I was there. Oh, were you? Yes, I was. None of that happened.
This is a little bit of a variant story, but when I was on the road with Zach Wilde, Ozzy's guitarist, we were playing a show in Shreveport, Louisiana, and I had taken him in a day earlier, and we were going to go to dinner with the program director, promotions director, music director, et cetera, et cetera. So we go to dinner, and then we go to a bar afterwards, and we're standing in a horseshoe shape as we're talking to each other at the bar. And behind me, I didn't really notice her until she sticks her head in between me and Zach, because we were standing next to each other, and goes, she's drunk out of her mind. She goes, do y'all know Zach Wilde? You talk like you know him. And the promotions director goes, honey, that's Zach right there. And she goes, no, y'all talk like you know him or something. And I said, this is Zach Wilde. And she literally does this. She looks him up and looks him down and looks him back up and goes, you ain't Zach Wilde. Zach Wilde's good looking.
Oh, human beings, you are the best. Coming up, more fun stuff to get to. We'll talk a little bit Epstein because are we going to get some stuff from that whole Department of Justice? They may release some of it. That'd be phase 3. Still looking for the big phase, though, is what we're saying here on the Chet Benson Show. Super Talk 99.7.
So the manhunt for a quadruple murder suspect has ended. The state has carried out the execution of Byron Black. Investigators in Montana calling on the public to stay alert in the search for an accused killer. And the Metro Nashville Council tonight discusses creating a new commission. These stories and more at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Another commission.
Another commission.
A lot of commissions going on out
Whole
there.
bunch of commissions.
And then we probably, and it's meetings. The minute you say there's going to be meetings, I'm like, I'm out. I don't need a meeting. Got a lot of meetings going on.
Each commission head gets a new hat and a whistle.
Oh, whistle would be great. I like a whistle. So we were talking about the redistricting and the drawing the lines. And as we talked about, you talked about, what was it, the 5th district here that they redid? Was
yeah.
2020?
One Andy Ogles is representing right now.
Solid individual. And here's the thing. In Tennessee, it's legislature controlled. So both the state legislative House and Senate congressional districts are drawn by the legislators and passed like ordinary laws. So, they've got an oversight, kind of, because as we all know, Ken just says, we have a lot of committees. You need legislative approval. And then, of course, as anything, it always has to go to the courts because that's where pretty much most everything ends up in today's world is the courts. So you need to ask the judges. But we do. We need to.
Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but the redistricting here never went to the courts because it was so sound, there was no reason to sue.
I don't recall there being any lawsuit.
No. So
the biggest fear they had was getting sued for racial disenfranchisement.
Yeah, which happens in a lot of places because the Voting Rights Act.
It was so balanced when they redid the district. That's why Cooper never sued. He was like, "This is solid. There's no way I'm going to win it."
Where in when you go look in Texas right now, some of these things what they're doing is they're diluting it in certain areas, and as they grow certain districts to add certain things, they're taking away what's Democrats and just kind of mixing them up in between. And I think that you're going to have, it's going to be interesting. A lot is going to depend on this, what happens in the Supreme Court next year in the Louisiana trial and the Voting Act is going to be a big part of it. Coming up, hour number 3, who's the most hated man in America? Who could it be?
Donald Trump?
Close, but no. Talk about that, among other things. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997.